And we're here for episode 7, where Nindwood Transport are trying to make Nindwood the capital of our continent. Unfortunately, it's not going quite to plan just yet, although we have made significant progress. We are just under 400 people living in the town. That's the highest we've had so far. We are going to spend a little bit of time doing something a little bit different this time around. And of course, as we look at our map, we are fully aware that these two stations, unfortunately, are not providing anything. They have no stopping, they have no accepting, they have nothing to offer. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually delete two of these, not delete, but we're going to sell two of these trains, because these two trains are not adding anything. And I think if we slow it down, the two stations that do have passengers may just make it a little bit easier. Before we move on, we're just going to try and plant a station in the town one more time. We expected to get no response, and we can't build a bus station, so that's fine. Okay, let's sell these two trains, and hopefully the little bit of train income that does come from the other two trains will hopefully mean we break even after we don't have to pay for 4 trains. Now, we're going to look back at some of what we have done so far in the race. We're going to go over here to our coal mines and just make sure that all of the coal mines are still operational, that they're still working. So we're good there, good there, good there, good there, very good there. What is our... We have nothing waiting, which means we're doing a good job, and we're waiting perfectly and patiently there. Down here we have... That's where the coal mine is. No, that's where the power station is. That's tipping away nicely. We have another coal mine down here. We have less than a full load of coal at that station, so we probably should do with another train there, but at the moment we're probably okay. What are our ratings like? Mediocre. We need another train. That's just a major problem. So let's get that on the road. So that is another train. That should bring our ratings right back up into the 70s and high 60s. That track ends just there, and we have one other little piece of the puzzle, and that's the way over in this section, which I almost forgot about, to be honest. I was like, what is that on the map? We have another coal station here. Oh, Nindwood West now accepts mail. That's really good news. Let's take a look at the location. We'll come back to this in a minute. So Nindwood West now accepts mail means that there's some growth happening in the town. Hopefully that can continue. Still nothing here. Still nothing here. In terms of what's in that train station here, our ratings, excellent, excellent. We are doing something right. It's just a matter of 481. That's a nice little jump. I like it. I like it. Our record is still appalling though. I think what's going to happen is these buses will eventually take a huge turn, and they will end up making all our money and bringing our reputation back up and allowing us to expand what we want to offer to the people of the town. So we are here. We have 2 trains waiting. That's good. On this end of the track, we also have no trains waiting and not a whole pile of coal. We've one coming back. Do we want another one there? What is our rating? If our rating is under 50, we want another one there. It's probably okay. It's probably okay, because I think it's not a particularly... Oh no, it is. It's pretty large. Let's see. We're going to keep an eye on that. Just going to keep an eye on that. We'll just leave it open in the bottom corner and see how we get on. Now, let's look for some more coal. I think we're going to try and build some more coal stations. So we're here, here, and here. Could tie in nicely up here. If we got a... What's the terrain like? We could get a path down here that would bring in here. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to build a path through here. Now we want to try and avoid, if at all possible, this iron ore mine. So we want to come down the side of the iron ore mine. Which side of it do we want to come down? Let's come down this side and just come through. We can actually build a little bridge here. We can set that up. So if we build bridges here, is that enough? Is that far enough? Yeah, it is. Okay, let's 16,000. That's not completely insignificant, but we just need to 74,000. Wow, these just get so expensive. And now I'm building up. Oh, I didn't go low enough. Okay, we're gonna have to go up at some point, so that's fine. It's not fine. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of change, but we'll make do. We've 13 million in the bank. We can afford it. We can afford it. We're gonna have to take it down another notch though, which is gonna be not as bad as I expected. 12,000. Good. Okay. So let's go back here and we'll tie in here. We'll bring it back down again in a second. And we need another bridge. So now we're not going to go back up over this level. Let's just bring this down and finish our main line down here. We did talk about bringing a main line. Maybe I did a bit of research when the game was paused. But if we go look here, we will see that there are another power station here and one down in this peninsula here too. So I'm going to try and bring a main line across here somewhere and tie in a lot of these industries. Maybe just bring it down across and then through here is probably what we'll end up doing. But it will mean we'll tie in with a lot of the industries that are already in the region, particularly that coal mine that has been staring at me for a while on the roadmap. Oh, there's a farm. We don't like disturbing farms. They're just too expensive, but we don't really have a choice. So let's try and go north. Yeah, let's try and go north of this. Okay. Whew. We just nearly missed out. That's not going to work well. Let's... Okay, let's plant this seed so that we're not ideal, as we said before, not ideal to cut through the farmland, but I just don't think we have a choice. I think we just have to because otherwise we're cutting through the water, and that's even more expensive. So let's just bear with what we're doing. There. Nice and tidy. And we might be a little close to the power station on the far side, or to the coal mine on the far side, so we're going to have to build that off the beaten track a little bit. We want 2 platform. We probably want to build it as far away as we can. That will... maybe we could go that way and we could have the iron ore. We haven't used anything else yet, but it would give us that option of having the option to do that if we wish. Let's create it on the same level as the station. Probably going to have to build it with a little bit of extra land. Perfect. Okay, so if we put it in here, iron ore, coal, steel, the passengers, I think these stations build passengers, but I'm not quite sure where they come from. Iron ore, coal, and steel. Let's build it there. That'll take all of the... Now I'm going to build a little bit of capacity, to grow the station at a later date, in case we want to add in the options that we need. Because obviously we would like to grow. And so if we cut back in there, and now we cut back in here, and we can just take it nicely into our main line. I don't know why we did that. That's just silly. I'm on fire today. Okay, so Perfect. Now we have our main line sorted. Oh, do you know what I always make that mistake. I haven't done it in this game yet. First of all, I've built the wrong signals. And second of all, I have put them 3 apart. So we want them 5 apart because we're now back to working with 5. That's about right. And we just need to finish off this station here. Perfect. Okay, let's put in a depot. And we should be able to send. That is connected, right? Not quite. Yeah, we should be able to send a train with. Ooh, that was quite good. We should be able to send a train with a full load of coal very shortly. So by vehicle coal truck, we make it up to fill a 4-stage platform. Full load from there to there, and then we go here and send it off with our blessing. Obviously we clone the train, we make it that we have 2. And if we zoom back in again, we just check and see how big. 162 tons of coal. So that's going to be fairly busy, and I think we might even need 3. But again, we'll keep an eye on that later on in the show. Now, we were to keep an eye on this to see how we got on. That's obviously a full load, so let's go and look at this. Again, it is empty. So I think we're going to need to just bite the bullet and take an extra. Yeah, so it means it'll slow the 2 trains we do have down a little bit, but it will increase the volume of coal that we can bring in any given time. And there'll always be a train waiting, because I'd imagine at this point our rating has gone down again. Yeah, we can't afford to have it slip like that. We need to just take every single pound or ton of coal out of a particular location. What have we got here? We have a new sawmill. Interesting. And a factory. Another sawmill. Coal mine down here. Are we going to try and tie this in? I think we should. And I think we could pretty much put a route along the ocean front here. Along the ocean front. We should avoid all of the towns. Just about. But we'll avoid all the towns. And we're going to end it here because there's nothing really after that. So let's put a terminus at the end. But we're still going to keep relatively to our plan, which is we put in, as far away as possible, we put in a way in and out of the station that doesn't conflict with the traffic. So it's most efficient and it gets us moving the whole way around the station. Now, I took a quick sneaky look at our income at the start of the episode before we came back on and reloaded the show back onto the computer, and we had made less money last year than we did the year before. This had dropped. Now we've increased a little bit. We're due to be ahead of schedule, but we want to be smashing that 2 million barrier at the moment. It's not good enough to not be above that 2 million. We want it to be a case that we just have so much money that we don't know what to do with all of it. That would be quite a nice problem to have. So we are back creating coal trucks. That's going to be obviously a full load, and we're going to send this the whole way. Now, we're getting so far away at this point that probably 3, I'd say we're going to need at least 3 trains. Let's start with 2 and see how we end up. But we're going to go with both of them and see where we end up. One thing I noticed, we don't actually have our we don't have our signals sorted, so let's put them in. And we work this one back from there, and then this one back from there. Oh, it's not connected somewhere. It's always a good way of finding out whether the whole thing is connected up or not, because if it stops, where are we? If our lights stop, it either means it's come to a junction, like here, or it has come to... See, now we're obviously not connected up somewhere because train 40 has gone this way. I'm not quite sure why he's gone that way. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put in... That's annoying now. We're not connected up somewhere because train 40 has gone the wrong way. And I have no idea why it would have gone the wrong way. Maybe we haven't given it the proper instructions. Wanningwell Power Station. Because this is now going to get stuck down here. So let's see. I'm going to just stop it. And I'm going to turn it around because I can. We'll do it here. So if we Wanningwell Power Station, which is over the other side of the map. So we want this to come the whole way around here and back out. I don't know why it stopped. That's weird. But it is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Maybe it's down to some of the... Have I made a mistake somewhere? Possibly, but I'd rather find out about it than just leave trains stranded, not knowing where they're supposed to go. We would have sent 2 trains on that route. Yeah, so train 39 got there fine and made money. So train 40 is just being awkward. It's just being a pain in the rear. It will sort itself out. It will find where it needs to go, and that's all. What I'm gonna do... Oh, I can't. I can't do it. Although I could. I'm actually gonna take this... No, I'm not. I'm gonna let it go. I should take this map out and maybe just put it under... put it through some sort of a tunnel, bring it back out, and allow them in and out of a tunnel here, so that the trains coming through on this main line won't have to. Will this become a main line? Probably not. It's down a peninsula, and that's pretty much it. I'd imagine a main line is probably more likely to go this way, and through here, and onto Chaffing Bridge, or up that way. Because ultimately, I want to have it that the entire route is a main line from... Like, these aren't a million miles away now. So we could take a route down here, bridge here, and join up with the main line, and all of a sudden you've extended these 2 networks together. Let's take a look at how we're getting on. Still doing okay. What is our local authority rating like? Poor. I wonder if they'll let us build. I really should stop worrying about this, but... Bingo. Bingo. Excellent. So now I'm actually starting to make a bit of progress. So if we put that there. And what I'm going to try and do is tie them into some of the stations that we have already set up. That's just not going to work. So we'll have to leave that one for the time being. Okay, so we're going to set up a bus route just in the town through some of the areas that haven't had a bus route up to now. So these 2 are chock-a-block. So I'm going to leave them be. leave them to do what they need to do, and the rest I am going to tidy up a few bits and pieces so that people can move around a bit easier. And let's go here, Nindwood Bus by vehicle. And we're going to start with Nindwood Transfer, Nindwood Halt, Nindwood Exchange, Nindwood West, and here, and Nindwood South. So that's 6 bus stops. I'm also going to put in, do I put in another one there? I'm tempted, but I think it's just going to slow the whole thing down because these are our national routes. What I might do is I might actually make all of these a bus terminus, and that'll be our kind of inter-town bus route, and this will be our local bus route. We've broken 5. Oh, well, as I said, we drop under again. Okay, so we want to have 5 more of these. So we've 6 stations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 stations. We're going to get a timetable set, autofill, and just let number 29 off on their own. Now we're going to just stay on this for a little while until they get round, because I want to get this right. It's very important to me that I get this right. But as you can see, we have started to grow out around the town. That's great. All of these routes, they're still just the first time that they're going to any of these new stations, so there won't be any money or any passengers waiting until they actually see what's happening. We're going to give them a 3-day stop at each junction, and whatever the longest journey it takes, that is going to be as long as it takes. We're going to give that as a stop between each of them because we want it to be symmetrical. So 9 days so far is the longest between our journeys, and that's from Nindwood Exchange to Nindwood West. Here we're going to stay again. We're going to stay for 3 days, and then Nindwood South. What happens over here? So at the moment it's 38 days, but it's going to be more. Yeah, I think it's going to be about 9 days is the max. So we might make it 3 days. No, we'll make it 10 days between every single stop. And it means that there is a little bit of leeway here to catch up on a route when you're behind. So 8 days. So if we make the distance, we're going to give them each 10 days to get between the stops. And then we're going to go and set up a route with all 6 of these buses on it. Change time. 10. Yep, so it's pretty straightforward. These are really time consuming to set up, but once you have them set up, it means that you can just leave them and you know that they will be more or less bang on for the entire journey. Now, so what we do is we send it back, go to orders, we send it back to Nindwood Transfer, and as he is about to go into Nindwood Transfer, we start the date, which means that we've reset the route for everybody, and then we let them all off, and one by one they will come out of the depot, and hopefully they will find themselves in the right order as they go through. And I think as we see this happen, it will be a case that they will just nicely just plow through and spread themselves out across the town. So let's leave them to their devices there. Hopefully we don't end up with this in a little while. It'll all spread itself out in time. Now, we did say we were going to play around here with a couple of extra little docking zones. So as soon as this moves, I'm going to put in an extra one there and then spread it maybe the full length of the train station. But I'm going to have to demolish this for that. And it may not let me do that because I have a feeling that my reputation is going to be back to, oh no, up to mediocre. That's better than poor, I suppose. We're not going to take any of those new things because the reliability is a huge issue. Let's skip there. Let's skip here. And let's take that off full load. So now we have a little bit of space and we can create more space for passengers to be dropped off. I'm going to take a chance, delete this. Boom. Yes, we are in business. So I'm going to spread this the whole way out. Now, what I'm going to do is any bus that's coming in out of town is going to go to that station. So it's Nindwood Central effectively, and this one is not the destination that we want to go to. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and change Nindwood Central to this one. And we're going to delete Nindwood Central. So all of our shared file folders should go to that. So Nindwood Central again, that's coming in from outside. So we want to go to there. And we go delete here. So now we shouldn't have many coming into Nindwood Central at all. We're just going to keep an eye on it for a little bit because all of our intercity links should all be coming in here. And it's up to us then to drive more traffic into that. It also means we can add in Nindwood into our shared orders. So between Nindwood South and the start again at Nindwood Transfer, we're going to just put in Nindwood Central. And we're going to put in an extra vehicle. Now there is a rota here. They are all able to do the rota. It's just a matter of why aren't they doing it. So let's try and manipulate it a little bit. If we go to our timetable, and we're going to restart his date with a control held down, and it means that everybody's now been reset, so their timetables have been reset. Anyone who's holding up the show, we're just going to move them. I'm just going to skip them along on the route. So let's take a moment, and this will be the end of the episode, but let's just take a moment and look at all of these buses. Those 7 buses are all on that loop. Let's see where they fit on this. So the vehicle 33, for example, that is now in the bus route through Nindwood bus service. And let's take all of them in here so we can see them all at one time. Okay, so there's the 7. We have them there from 29 to 35. That's all of them. So they should all be well spaced out. At the moment, they are not all well spaced out. So what we need to do is make sure the ones that are holding everybody else up are on time. So timetable. They are 2 days late, so we're going to leave them. Anyone who's within a week of being late is in the right place. 1 day early is fine. Timetable. No. Timetable. 13 days late. They need to skip on. So we need to skip them on probably at least 1 space. And it'll speed them up. It'll make them closer to their actual destination of where they're supposed to be. Timetable. 27 days late. Let's skip them on 4 places or 3 places on the timetable orders. Skip. Now, if we go to their timetable, they're 19 days late, but they're getting closer to time. Getting closer to time. They're 22 days late. Let's skip them on 2 days. So if we just send them directly to their next point, we'll find that they may hopefully just end up See, the problem is that they just get stuck in a rush and they get stuck ahead of somebody and they can't get by them because it's all going the same way. And it's much harder for them to get by on a road like this. But look at that. It's really starting to come together. So we now have houses out as far as all of these places. Have we got any? We're still not accepting any passengers here or down here. But you know what? It's going to get there. We will get there eventually. We have some stuff waiting here, which is even better. Nindwood Central has kind of grown a little bit there. And here our ratings are still sky high. So yeah, overall, happy enough. We're up over 500, which is in the right direction. We've actually passed out Frondwood. We've passed out Drentwood. We've passed out Daunton. Like we're doing okay. We're doing okay. We're quite happy with where we are, what we're doing. Like we started off as the bottom. It's a very, very bottom town on the population. And with only 2 digits, 67 I think we started with. Nindwood 548. Here we are. So we're this far up, maybe a third of the way up, but we are starting to grow. And so slowly but surely we are getting there. Let's check and see how the airports are going, if it's possible to build a larger airport yet. Nope, I'm not quite sure when they come on stream, but they do make themselves available later on in the show. Or in the game, should I say. Yeah, so we want to get bigger, but at the moment we aren't able to, so there's no point in developing that just yet. What I might do is I might start building a couple of options over this side of the river. So if I take a bridge from, say, here to there, it just gives us that little platform to build. Yeah, so now we can start building. We can start building parts of the parts we didn't know we had. Okay, we're gonna have a bit of fun playing around with some of the options just to expand, take a bit out of this hill. That is not what I intended to do, but I've killed the river and I've also killed. I kind of liked that. Oh, have I put in the wrong? No, I haven't. I'm going to build a few more bridges just to allow the town to expand. I'll build a bridge over here. I'll build a bridge over here. And yeah. I want to build a bridge, but it means destroying another bridge, so I don't think that's really going to work here, and I don't know how I'm going to get over the canal, so I might just leave the bridges there for the time being. In the meantime, I'm going to bring a road right up through here and just outline where I intend the rest of it to go. I'm just going to build this to here. Okay. So you can see our headquarters there is in a nice location on the banks of the canal, but also nice and safely tucked away. No issues. We've plenty of space for this town to grow into. Unfortunately, our main train station is over here. What are we doing in terms of numbers? Ratings. We only had 12 passengers last month. So it's still quite small in the grand scheme of things, and now Frondwood have passed us out again. But we're competing. We're beginning to grow and pass out some of the local towns in our region. And I think in a bit of time we will do exactly that. Okay, we're finishing up the episode for today. We did say we were going to do some of these. We have our power station, not a power station, a coal mine in here. There's a load of coal there, but the rating is probably through the floor. It's not good, so we're going to add in another train. Now there will mean two waiting at the same time. That's okay. We don't really mind too much. And here is probably the same. Our rating is also mediocre, not good. So we're going to go for a clone train and find one of our trains. Is this us here? Where's he come from? He's come from Plentiful Woods. Perfect. So we're just going to clone him. Or her, whatever your preference is. And we should be good to go. They are our train network. We still haven't joined up this one. That is our next little one on the list. But it is all coming together quite nicely. We're going to have to upgrade this main line. When we do have it properly installed, we're going to have to upgrade this main line where we end up with 4 tracks, 2 in each direction. But we're way off that yet. It's not nearly busy enough to be worrying about that sort of stuff. And here is a really good positive note to finish up on. This is one we had hoped to see very shortly. And that is that, Nindwood Halt now accepts passengers. Some of these obviously don't accept passengers. Even though we're sending buses out to them, they don't actually accept passengers. So we will find in time what works and what doesn't work. But it will grow. As you said, Nindwood Halt has just come on board there. It will continue to grow. 546. That's where we leave it for episode 7. Thank you so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We'll see you in 2 days. If you have any ideas for how we can improve and how we can grow this city faster, please let me know. I would be all ears. Just let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the show and to the channel here as well. Talk to you very, very soon. So that is the end of episode 7. We'll be back with episode 6 in the not too distant future. 2 days from today. We'll save this and talk to you 2 days' time.